Oh, what's up, y'all? Good morning. It's Funky Friday. This Peace in the Morning show with Darius Stanton. And we are all pumped up and ready to go. Super excited because we have the queen in the building. That's right. We have been waiting for this sister to be where she is right now. And we are so excited that she joins us this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the Peace of the Morning show for the first time, but I'm sure it won't be the last because she's a star. Come from a star. That's a mama's name. And she is a star herself. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Peace of the Morning show on Funky Friday. Miss Champagne Hunt. Peace and love, Queen. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good in yourself.
Oh, I'm all pumped up and ready to go. And I got to be pumped up because I got you in the building. But listen, so it's Funky Friday, so I got to let the people groove for a minute. As soon as we move and groove, we'll be right back to you because we want to hear all about, that's right, it is graduation week on Funky Friday. We are celebrating all month long. We're going to be celebrating graduates, people who have made the commitment, the sacrifice, put in the long hours, scholarship, blood, sweat, and tears, and a whole lot of cake probably too, somebody's cake, to make sure that you got through. And that one person today is going to be Miss Champagne Hunt, a graduate from North Carolina A&T. What they call it, Aggie Pride?
Yes.
All right, well, we're going to hear all about that Aggie Pride in just a moment. Right now, check out our queen, Queen Ayasudebe on the scene. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. Well, we appreciate the Queen for bringing everything she's bringing to us. That's Queen Ayasudebe, Earth Blessings Royal Court Orchestra, live on the Peace in the Morning show. So, Queen, talk to us about being a graduate. What does it feel like? You know, tell me tell me the power, what it means for you to be a graduate. Got your bachelor's degree, you got your high school diploma. You know, what was the difference in the elevation? Because I know I felt like 1988, the great class of 88, A Pride, Annapolis Senior High School. I felt like a superstar when I got my diploma coming out of, at that time, we graduated from the Capitol Center. Um, but I felt incredible. When I got to my master's, it was a little different, but I felt incredible. So, what was it like for you? You know, just being able to walk that stage after all of this COVID and everything. What was that feeling like for you?
So before we found out that we actually could walk the stage, I was kind of sad because I'm like, you know, I didn't put in all this hard work. I've been here. I'm graduating in my 4 year time frame that I've been hoping and praying and manifesting for. So when they was like, "We're not great, y'all not graduating across no stage," and I'm just like, "Dang, that mean I really got to throw something big and celebrate this moment." But then when it was like y'all having a graduation, I was so excited about it because I'm like, yes, I get to have a graduation. My mom, my dad, my brothers get to be there. My daughter gets to be there. They get to celebrate this moment that we all been waiting for from their support and me mentally and emotionally just being out there waiting for my daughter and preparing for this great moment. But then when I was there and it was happening, it felt so unreal. I was like, dang, is this like really happening? Like, am I really about to start a new journey in my life? Like, I don't like it has hit me, but I don't think it really hit me yet that, hey, like, I'm not going back to A&T in the fall. I'm going to be at John Hopkins in June. So I feel like maybe when I go to John Hopkins starting next month, I'm going to be like, dang, yeah, I'm really out here about to get my master's. Like, I'm taking the next step into what I want to do in my life. So far right now, I'm just excited. Just it just hasn't hit me as much.
You know, we're definitely excited about it. You know, you mentioned the fact that you're on your next step to Johns Hopkins. So before we get to Johns Hopkins, let's just take a trip through your whole year. So you had to like graduate in the midst of COVID. So that
Yes.
whole pressure and what was that like?
So I mean, the way that the school did it, I felt like they still made it seem as though COVID really wasn't, around at the graduation. Like I was still able to sit next to my friends. We were still able to take pictures and be with our department. Like everything went really smooth. So it was just the only thing I really didn't like about it was that a lot of our family members weren't able to come out and celebrate with us on that exact day because we only got 2 tickets. So my mom and my dad came in and the baby came in, but my brothers had to sit outside of the gate and watch from the screen or their phones. So that was kind of the only disappointing part that I really didn't like about it. So like now with them lifting all these COVID restrictions and everything open up to 100% capacity, it was like, dang, I really wish we could have waited for graduation. So like all of my family could have got, came and seen that moment, especially being a first generation college student.
Yeah, I can only imagine just the thought of being in the space, and not having everybody, in position, so to speak, you know, um, just being not all the folks that you want to have there and rolling, but the fact that you're able to pull that off, what does it mean to have the support that you had? How were you able to be as successful as you were? You went away to school, got the beautiful baby girl that is, just now the joy of your life, and still able to muster, come back, finish on time, still move. Not only are you finishing on time, but you already have a job in place. You're going to teach in Northeast DC out of Be Wells Charter School. You're going to get your master's at Johns Hopkins University in education, and then on to law school to help, to do law and education. So you can, help children from disadvantaged circumstances who don't have the resources to fight for their rights in terms of law and education. Tell me about your support system and just, that whole experience and why it's so important to really, treat the people in your circle good so when you need them, they'll be there for you.
Yes. So I can say like before having my daughter and starting off for school, like my parents have always been supportive. I always had a great support system, family wise and friends wise. So like I started off like just knowing everything that I wanted in my life, like this is what I want. But then under the circumstances, the way I had my daughter, I felt like it made me a different person. Like I can accept change really quick and grasp it and adapt to it the way that I'm supposed to adapt in order to maneuver and keep moving in the direction that I want to move in. So I can say that having her was really was a blessing, and it really has taught me much a lot in my adulthood. So having my mom support me, my dad support me, my brother support, any outside support and family support, transitioning into leaving my daughter and then going back to school right after I had her, because that was just such a hard place to adapt from. And I'm just like, dang, like I felt like I was leaving behind my child, and it made me feel like, dang, how do those parents leave their kids and don't be there for their kids or support their kids, and just leave them and don't go do nothing that they're supposed to do productive. I felt like one of those parents, but then like my mom was there, my friends were there, and they were telling me like you're doing something that's going to elevate you in your life, elevate both of y'all in order for you to have financial stability, in order for you to have a successful career. So just having them pound that in my head and just being there on the days where I felt like I was really losing my mind, and I'm like, how am I supposed to do my schoolwork? And I'm over here mentally and emotionally worried about if the baby is okay. So just making sure that you show them that you appreciate them in little ways, of you just saying thank you, or you're buying a little gift here and there like, hey, thank you for doing this, I appreciate you, or just formally saying I love you for what you're doing for me, because you don't get that a lot. A lot of people don't get support after they have a kid. But it has also shown me that everyone isn't in your corner, because I did lose some friends, and it showed me like they're not meant to be in my life, because obviously if they couldn't stand this trial and tribulation with me the way that this happened, and they can't stand a trial and tribulation that's going to happen further in my life. So I can say it has taught me that. So like the support that I have, I probably count on both my hands 10 people, if not less, that I will be like, that's who I can count on. If I know I'm in a bind, that's who I'm calling. And they have been there since having my daughter, and they're still here. So I really appreciate them. And if you do have a great support system, you want to keep them around. You don't want to treat them bad, because the minute that they're gone, you're going to feel like you lost all hope and faith.
Mm, that's I think that advice for people to understand the dynamic between how you treat people, um, how good you are, to folks, and just showing that you appreciate them. You know, um, you mentioned what it was like going through the challenge, when you got mentally drained and that whole process. How were you able to, even though you experienced that mental drain and all the other things you were going with just out of life, because people, when you're in school, you still have life that you're dealing with,
Right.
relationships, bills, your health, your family, God knows all the things that's going on in the world and the community. How are you able to, what would you recommend to college students and even students in high school, how to manage their stress and their mental health? How would you suggest they deal with that?
So me personally, people can try this. I started preparing myself for like self care, just connecting with my emotions more because I can say like the way I am now and the way I was before, I was not connected with my emotions mentally and emotionally. So like I would let them control the way I felt and the way I did things a lot. So and I would take that out on people. I can say that. But now it's like I'm more spiritually connected with myself, meditating, taking time out of my day if I'm going for a walk, or just writing down my feelings in a journal and then reflecting on them at the end of the week and saying, hey, why did I feel that way? And how can I change that in order for the next week to be better for myself? And when it comes to my classwork, I understand that that's important, but you also, that's why I'm like, it's also important to have a support system out there. And there's not a lot of people like that inside of the school system in order for help to help students when they're mentally drained, because students get mentally drained just as much as the adult that's teaching the class get mentally drained. So I feel like that's where the balance has to be. But in order for y'all to meet that balance, y'all have to have a great communication skills. And I can say that my professors were really good with that, just explaining my story and them understanding, how challenging it can be, that they worked with me a lot. But also, even though they worked with me, I didn't take the easy way out. I also had to work on myself. So it's just all about finding what works for you in order for you to connect to yourself, what stresses you out, knowing what your triggers are, because once you know what those triggers are, then you can fight those triggers and be like, okay, this just made me stressed. Let me go back, cool off, get myself together, and get back to what I need to do in order to get the job done.
Wow. You are definitely going to be a blessing in your field because you have captured, so much of what people don't really understand. And a big part of it, you said, A, you communicated with your professors, but you didn't allow your challenges to be an excuse. You just addressed it. And then you talked about the self assessment, being able to identify what's going on with you so that you could manage it based on what you're dealing with. And a lot of times we don't know what's happening. So we going through problems. We know we're dealing with the stress, so maybe feel depressed, but we quite haven't pinpointed, what the
Right.
challenge is. And then until you do that, how do you fix it? And so you really were able to make that happen. So look, I know you got a field trip today, you and your daughter going on, so we're gonna let you get up out of here. But I just want you to share, from your vantage point, what you would encourage students in this era of uncertainty with regard to our health and all the other things that are being challenged. I mean, there's a lot of violence still taking place internationally. God bless those families that are in the Middle East who are being caught in between a totally unnecessary grab for property and land. Um, just children, women, men, it doesn't matter, Muslim, Christian, black, white, human beings, just basic care for human beings is what we have to have and stop allowing the unacceptable to be acceptable. So, in our communities locally as well as internationally, we just want to acknowledge the loss of life, unnecessary loss of life that's taking place, around the world. But in the midst of all of these different challenges that we have, just share what you would want students to know to make it, because not only did you make it, but you're making it and you got a plan. So how did you come up with your plan, and what would you like to leave with students as you roll on to your field trip and enjoy the day with your baby girl.
All right. So, in order to make a plan and write down your goals, I'll say get you a journal, a whole new journal, a journal that you never wrote in. Go to Five Below, go to the dollar store. It doesn't matter what kind of journal you get, but make that your personal journal and you just write down everything that you want. Tell yourself what you want to manifest in order for yourself to get that, because the tongue is a very powerful thing, because what you speak out, that's what you shall receive. So you write that down, and once you write that down, write down the steps that you know is going to take you to that plan. And hey, you might skip a step and be like, hey, I don't need that step because I'm closer, and that's totally fine. If you got to maneuver around, change it, and you get that, as long as you get that goal, that's all that matters. And I also say for anybody that's out there, don't complete anything in your life because somebody said that you can't do it. Because if that's the reason for your motivation to do something, you're not really doing it for yourself. You're doing it because somebody said you can't. Look at yourself and tell yourself that you can do it, and you leave those opinions. People are going to be judgmental for the rest of their lives. That doesn't mean that you have to listen to it. You block that out, because as long as you block out the negativity, you shall receive positive energy, peace, love, and happiness. So I'll say just focus on what you know you want to do for yourself. That also, I'll tell people, when it comes to completing your goals, it's really all about what do you want. Don't somebody tell you, hey, you should go to school for this because this field makes this much money. I heard people say when they thought I was going to school to be a social worker, social workers don't make any money. So social workers don't have this, social workers don't have that. But as long as that's your passion, and as long as every day you get up out of your sleep and you get dressed in the morning, and that's something that you want to do and it makes you happy, that's all that matters. And I also tell people this, that's in high school, college isn't for everyone. So don't have anyone force you to tell you that you have to go to college, because that's not what you have to do, because you have people out here that started a business without even going to college. You have people that's millionaires without going to college. So don't ever have nobody force you to do that. And if you're a parent and you have a child that's little and you feel like they're the reason that you can't accomplish your goals, that's just another excuse. No matter if you have support or no support at all, you keep going, you keep fighting, because those blood, those sweat, those tears that you have every night, it's all going to pay off.
Right, right. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Hey, listen, I am so excited that we have, the superstar star. And shout out to your mom and dad,
Yes.
to that dynamic team. Let's give them a round of applause. You know what I mean? Hey, 5 Star, what's up, King?
Good morning. Good morning. Can y'all hear me?
Hey, man, yes, we can hear you. You sounded great, man. Looking good too. 5 Star Enterprises. That's DJ 5 Star Champagne.
Hello.
Hello, Queen. I'm so proud of you. I was in the back. What's it called? The green room. I was in the green room listening to the whole show. Like, oh, this is a superstar. I love how you think. I love your energy is amazing. I think I sent you an email about our product, Matthew Music. If we can
Yes.
have a partner on that, that would be awesome.
No doubt, especially because she's going to a charter school
Mm-hmm.
that is developing new programming and new resources, and it definitely is a fuel for partnership. And in addition to that, she's also a graduate like yourself and myself, DJ 5 Star. As a matter of fact, if you watching the show right now and you graduated from HBCU, put your college up there, put your college in. If it's not a HBCU, still put your college up, because we want to be able to acknowledge that. If you have a graduate that needs to be acknowledged right now, put that up too. Put it in the chat, so we can make sure that we celebrate our positive people doing positive things. We got to push positive news, push positive media, and that's what we do on the Piece of the Morning show. So, I'm gonna let you get ready, crank it up. Queen, thank you so much. You dropped so many jewels in
You're
a short period
welcome.
of
Thank you for
time.
having me.
No doubt, and we love to have you back on and talk to some more. We got to get her out there in front of some other young people, don't you think, Five?
Absolutely. The Baltimore County African American Cultural Festival, we can definitely put it in front of some people. It's you and I have a bunch of resources that we can definitely put in front of people. Just to show the example. Sometimes our youth just need to see the example.
Amen.
Yeah, without question. As a matter of fact, and I love Miss Cynthia DeHastis, and the education tent would be an excellent place
Mm-hmm.
at the African American Cultural Festival, and so many others. So we thank you, Champagne. We appreciate you. God bless you. Love you much. And you are always welcome back on the Peace of the Morning Show, Funky Friday or any other day. All right.
Okay. All right. See
All right.
y'all.
Peace and love. See you later. Hey, Five, what's up, King? It's time to get busy, baby. It's Funky Friday. We're going to keep them not too much longer, but we're going to make sure that the funk is strong.
Absolutely. For the graduations, graduates, I say.
I just want you to be great.
Right.
I just want you to be great. I just want you to be great. Even if it means you gotta leave me. And you don't wanna be baby. Look, baby, I'm straight. I just want you to be great. I just want you to be great. I just want you to be great. And homie, if you see me, you never see me. No, I'm working, I'm great, I'm trying to get straight. I just want you to be great, 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 be great. The truth is,
That is the truth. I want you all to be great. Happy Friday. Peace in the morning.
DJ5Starr.
So many people look but can't see. Can't they see how much this man is so in love with me? He's in love with me. My baby's in love with me. He's in love with me. And it don't matter what the people say. In love with me.
DJ5Starr Funky Friday, baby. Yo, A5, the Queen landed something. I know whose song is that? That crank. That's what's the name of that song that you just finished cranking? That go-go mix.
Yeah, that's our queen. That's our guest. Well, not our guest, but usually our co-host, the Castro family. I'm in love with me.
There it is.
Lala Hadia.
That's right. Lala Hadia. Yeah, that joint is cranking, no doubt about it. At this time, we're going to do what we do each and every week to make sure that we celebrate positive news. And to celebrate that positive news is being brought to you by none other than Lifestyle Magazine. Lifestyle, check out their commercial. And when we come back... All right, welcome back to the Piece of the Morning Show. So, Lifestyles Magazine, positive news story. So, in the midst of graduation in this season, we thought we'd bring you some news that we thought was already official, but now it's really official. The state of Maryland was just allotted by a federal judge that now has made it official that your HBCU 5-star, Morgan State University, as well as my father's HBCU, which is University of Maryland Eastern Shore, and Bowie State University, I see Ted Wright in the show today, BSU, and last but not least, the Coppin State Eagles. All four of those HBCUs will be receiving over the next 10 years a total of $577 million. Now, it was made historic because those universities basically were found to have been discriminated against by the University of Maryland school system, university system, which encompasses all of the colleges underneath of the University of Maryland banner. And system. And in doing that, what it basically ensures is these universities will now, in addition to the funding that they normally receive, will also receive this money for the next 10 years. Why is it so significant? Because our children have been in a place with inadequate resources, technology, facilities, even funding to make sure that they were able to go to school in an affordable manner. So shout out to all of the people, all of the alumni, the college presidents, those who are here. Some didn't even live to see this take place. And also, we acknowledged last week the Speaker of the House, Adrian Jones, but you had a number of other folks who worked. Even in the check-in right now is our president in Annapolis, Maryland, from the AKAs, Delta Pi Omega chapter, Ms. Phyllis Curry Spencer. But the AKAs and a number of the other fraternities and sororities, they went to work. They got on the phone, they called, they wrote letters, they provided testimony. They didn't just vote, but they also put action behind the voting. And so we want to just shout out all of those people who work so hard and tirelessly to make sure that our children will have the resources that they need to be successful. And our second piece of positive news is on the education tip. If you happen to be in Baltimore City, did you know that you could attend Baltimore City Community College for free? Five, did you hear me, Five?
Absolutely. That is a fact.
Is that a fact, Five? Can you back that up for me?
Yep, that law was passed some years ago to make sure that if you graduated from Baltimore City Public Schools and wanted to continue your education, it would be free of charge to go to a community college.
Exactly. So make sure if you're in Baltimore City that you take advantage of this resource. So that's certifications, trainings, um, associate's degree, a number of different resources academically that you can take advantage of. So do not allow anything to get in your way, including even getting your GED or high school diploma equivalency so that you can enter into college. All of those things are at your disposal. So there's virtually no excuse. So thank you so much, Lifestyle Magazine, providing this, sponsoring this component. And make sure that you check out The Life magazine because we're going to check it out. And here's their commercial. When we come back, we'll talk to DJ5Starr about the products that he serves, he provides, as a matter of fact, and some of the organizations that he's tied to that are doing wonderful work in the community. When we come right back on the Peace in the Morning show. All right, welcome back to the Peace of the Morning show. This is Darius Stanton on Funky Friday with DJ5Starr.
5-Star.
There it is. And if you were able to catch us today, earlier in the show, you would have seen the very talented and articulate. I mean, this young lady, she was just spitting out jewels, as I said before, like crazy. Miss Champagne Hunt, a recent graduate with Aggie Pride. For those who don't know, that's North Carolina A&T, Agriculture and Technical University in the beautiful state of North Carolina in the city of Greensboro. I understand their homecoming is second to none. I've never been there, but I understand it's funky. Maybe we have to do a Funky Friday when it comes back online from Greensboro's A&T's homecoming. How about that, Five?
That sound like a super win.
That sounds like a super win to me too, baby. No doubt about it. So, Five, you mentioned during the broadcast earlier about Math Through Music and 5-Star's Enterprise cornerstone product. Share with us a little bit about Math Through Music and some of the things that you all are going to be doing upcoming, but most importantly, how people can also access and reach you to be able to tap into Math Through Music.
I love it. Math Through Music is our prize product. Of course, if anyone has ever heard me speak, I'm known as the #1 STEM DJ. I found a way to combine my engineering degree with me being a professional DJ. Dr. Janie, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the Peace in the Morning show. Dr. Holmes, welcome to the Peace in the Morning show. We right now have an actual scalable product that incorporates these few principles. Remember, principles are few, processes are many. Principles are few, processes are many. So we took these few principles, upper and lower limits, expanding the range, percentages, part the whole, rhythm engineering, percentages, rounding, and then applied them to the processes of DJing. So the few principles of mathematics, the processes of DJing, merged them together into a full-blown product that looks like so. Actually, it's over there. And so it comes in a duffel bag, everything together. Your laptop, your DJ controller, a hard copy curriculum. Of course, your key DJ controller, hardware, software, embedded videos in the laptop so that you can learn everything on your own, and 2 sets of headphones. Everything you need to learn how to DJ, but using principles, mathematical principles.
Wow. That's impressive.
So of course that's
So
our.
five, and not only is it um, something that you developed and produced, but it's also supported by Stanford University and the government of Canada. Tell us a little bit about that so people understand that it's not just something that you developed and created the concept for, but you
Oh,
actually have
absolutely not. So this is a partnership that we have with Go Create in Canada. The Canadian federal government did a 10-year study on this product. It actually doubled math scores in Canada. Here in the United States, Stanford University did a study on emotional intelligence. We always ask students from that 5th grade through 9th grade age group one word to describe math, and many times it's something negative, terrible, or uneasy, hard. And through our 35 lessons that come with the bag and being able to apply them to unlimited downloads on music, it never gets stale, and it creates that urge to learn so we can get our young people excited about math to move forward with their career in any way they see fit.
Mm, excellent, excellent. Well, five, let people know how they can reach you so they can provide this resource to their Board of Education, their community center, their nonprofit, or any other entity that's looking to make sure that our young people have the full package: science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And then I'm going to put a slash on it, which includes entrepreneurship and business, because as Five describes, not only does it teach you those things, but it also teaches you how to establish a business plan, do the research, and then go out and start making money.
Absolutely. So you can just connect with me on my link tree. And that's just a website that take you to all of my social media. So if you click on the link tree and you are more familiar with Facebook, click on the Facebook page, connect with me there. If you old school, click the second link where you just want to create a meeting with me, and it'll put a date and put it on my calendar. If you like Twitch, if you whatever platform you like, you can connect with me right there. You can join our email blast, everything from that one link tree, linktr.ee. And my page is /DJ, the number 5, STARR.
DJ5Starr, star.
5 star.
I love it. I love it. All right, no doubt about it. Well, as we get ready to get up out of here, we want to thank you for joining us on Funky Friday with the Piece of the Morning Show. Thank you to our wonderful guest, the dynamic Champagne Hunt, recent graduate of North Carolina A&T. And coming up next week, we're going to have some graduates that has some challenges, some things that some of us probably haven't dealt with before. Most of us haven't dealt with before, as a matter of fact. But they overcame those challenges and have done work that is just extraordinary. So we want to make sure we encourage people to keep on pushing. One of the things that we keep doing, no matter what the situation is show up. That's what leaders do. They show up. But as you heard Champagne say, they also write it down, put a plan out there, identify the challenges, make sure that we surround ourselves with people who are positive, encouraging, supportive, loving, and accountable, which means that when you step off, they're going to bring you back. They're going to bring you back with love, but they're going to bring you back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what we have in each other. And one of the reasons why I love our dear brother, DJ5Starr, because he's so sharp, so thorough, coachable, and he coaches. So I appreciate the brother. I thank him for pulling me up. I thank him for showing up and for being the dynamic king that he is to he and his family. So at Five, I know we also have an event coming up in October, which is the October 16th anniversary, the 26th anniversary of the Million Man March. So long live the spirit of the Million Man March. As a matter of fact, I'd be remiss if I did not give honor and praise to our good brother, Minister Louis Farrakhan, who celebrated his 88th birthday. And I don't know if you got a chance to see him play the violin or not, but he did a phenomenal job playing some of Beethoven's music and really just embodied. And so, the fact that there's so many brothers. I also want to shout out the brothers in Baltimore City who are meeting now with young men, not only in the community, but every week. Brother Andrew, Muhammad, Dr. Bunley, and a host of other brothers are bringing young men off the street, feeding them both physically healthy and nutritious foods, but also mentally and spiritually through prayer, and also life skills and other tools and resources, getting them jobs, certifications, training, treatment, mental health support, whatever resources they need. I looked at it the other day. They went from like 25 to 50. They almost had 100 young men in the room that are working to get their lives together. So shout out to our brothers, Dr. Andre Bunley, Andrew Muhammad, Minister Carlos, and just a host of other ministers. And nobody's allowing religion or any other denomination to get in the way of helping our people. So make sure if you find a way to do so, that you continue to push people that are pushing people. So 5, let's crank it up, man. Let's funk it up, get up out of here. We want to thank everybody for joining us here on the Piece of the Morning Show. It's graduation season, so next week we're going to bring you another graduate, as a matter of fact, a few. And we want to make sure that you check out people that are pushing people here on the Piece of the Morning Show.
Okay, here we go, y'all. S to the T to the E to the M, y'all. S to the T to the E to the M, y'all. Science, technology, engineering, math. Science, technology, engineering, math.
So that's how we educate. Notice how we can control what you see. In this virtual world.
In this first lesson, you will apply your understanding of estimation. In this first lesson, you will apply your understanding of estimation, rounding, decimals, upper and lower limits, range, skip counting, median, and rates to mix music. We will look at what happens when the integrity of a song is sped up or slowed down. What makes some songs mix well with others and others not so well, and how to make your way from one song to the next when DJing.
All black, everything.
The ultimate form of engagement. We call it Media Masters. You can get that to the link tree as well. MediaMastersForYou.com.
On my way to meet my real estate agent today. Bought some houses in the hood, right where the news say all the people no good. Had to leave in my car, the one I bought from a black dealer. Drank some wine, friends and me, because my brother owns his own winery. That's why we're talking about all black everything. I can give you all my gold and still expect to be a king. Call my doctor, private practice. Gave me advice on how to break some bad habits. I got home, searched the web to call the black mechanic near where I live. He can fix it, gave a quote. Went to my black-owned bank to pull out some dough. Called my lady, Lord, she pretty. Going to this new black hub and she camera ready. That's why we talking about all black everything. I can give you all my gold and still expect to be a king. I heard a voice from heaven saying, you Your family stalls while you're praising me. Trust me, son, all your prayers will not until you're on, but it's all blind. Oh, like everything.
Come on, y'all. It's gonna get Friday, baby.
I can give you all I know. Till it's back to be again.
You jamming almost every day of the week. You catch it. Cause he gonna bring it up and go
my doctor, my dentist,
our brother,
my partner, my apprentice, designer, my father, my teacher, oh my Lord, car dealer, mechanic, my shrink, in case I panic, my judge, my banker, my preacher, Lord, my savior. Automatic,
I swear I love that blend.
When you wrap up, make sure you let us know when we're gonna have the Baltimore County African American Cultural Festival.
Absolutely. Next week I'll bring on some of the scholars and show off some of the. We gave out 25 scholarships this year for our 25th year. So 25 years we'll be giving scholarships to preserve, produce, and promote education, our culture, and inspire. And I'm excited. So the next date is September 18th. It's always the third Saturday in September, and that will be virtually this year. We have a physical partnership with the Baltimore Leaders and Citizens, Baltimore County Leaders and Citizens. We'll do a physical festival and parade on July the 3rd, right in Northwest County, right here in Owens Mills, Randallstown, that corridor. And so I'm excited. Next week we'll put all that information and bring in some of the videos for our scholars that won their award as they continue on with their education.
Excellent. And let's follow that up with the week after that, 5, and give some kudos to our Black Professional Men organization, who's also been providing scholarships
Absolutely.
to young men for decades. And so, founded by Edwin A. Vent and a number of other dynamic brothers out of the city of Baltimore. But now you got people who are all over the country that are part of Black Professional Men, including the brothers you see right here. So shout out to Black Professional Men, Hassan Diggs, the president, and all the other senior members, which you are, 5, a member of the executive team of the board. And thank you for the work that you're doing. But we want to make sure we highlight those scholars that have been awarded and recognized and scholarship through Black Professional Men. And so the dollars and resources that you invest and support into Black Professional Men also is going to young people who are young, gifted, and black. That's right. So next week, look out for the scholars that have been awarded for 25 years from the Baltimore County African American Cultural Festival, which, as Five said, will be on September 18th. But also, we want to acknowledge those young people and shout out the folks that have been working so hard to make sure that our children are successful in the midst of the storm. So this is Darius Stanton with DJ5Starr on Funky Friday. Thank you again, Champagne Hunt, for coming through this morning, a recent graduate of North Carolina A&T. For all the other graduates that have made it across that, whether it's from high school, college, your master's degree, or even your doctorate, we want to just congratulate you, encourage you to keep on showing up and showing out. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you next week on Funky Friday with the Piece of the Morning Show and DJ5Starr.
5 Star.
That's right. Hey, shout out to Streets Media. Thank y'all for doing what you do, broadcasting here live with Streets Media. And also check us out with the new Scholar Athlete Sports Network. We're on YouTube. So you can go to 5, subscribe to DJ5Starr on YouTube. You can go to Streets Media. You can go to Scholar Athlete Sports Network, the Life Magazine, and the Peace in the Morning Show with Darius Stanton and DJ5Starr. Hey, look, funk it up, y'all. Have a great weekend. Remember, it's peace in the morning. Love it, I love it, I love it.